Michael and Susan Dell pledge $6.25 billion to help fund Trump accounts, a program aimed at building savings for millions of American kids. Trump babies.
Thrilled to be joined by one of the most successful business leaders and people anywhere in the country, whether it's technology, no matter what business you're talking about, there's really nobody quite like him. He's chairman and CEO of Dell Technologies.
Chairman Mao.
Make great everything, great computers, great everything. Michael Dell, very much of a legend, who's here with his really exciting announcement. It's so
okay. I won't go to Temple Bar. Shut up.
More importantly, he's here with his wonderful wife, Susan, and they have a special relationship. I think I can say that, really. It's very nice. I don't see too much of it. I see the opposite, but I don't see too much. I have two special people, and I've seen that. I've known that for a long time, and I think it's a tremendous thing. Also, the CEO of
I've seen the new journalist in the White House. I know.
Brad Gerstner, where are you, Brad? Brad Gerstner is a terrific fellow who's very much involved in this incredible thing that we're doing today, along with the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, Chairman of the Senate Committee on Commerce and Science and Transportation, Ted Cruz, House Ways and Means Committee Chairman Jason Smith, Vice Chairman of the House Republican Conference, Blake Moore, as well as the Chief Design Officer of the United States Airbnb co-founder, Joe Gebbia. I want to thank you all for being here. It's a great group.
Gebbia.
I guess a potential Fed chair is here, too. I don't know. Are we allowed to say that? Potential. He's a respected person, that I can tell you. Thank you, Kevin. Today is Giving Tuesday.
Airbnb. Did he say Airbnb?
But it is indeed Giving Tuesday, one of the biggest days of the year for philanthropy and charitable giving. And this afternoon, Michael and Susan Dell are committing to one of the largest private donations in American history, which will directly benefit the next generation.
It's so funny, like, these guys will never pay more taxes, and they will vote for Donald Trump, so they never have to pay more taxes. And then they'll do these charitable donations that I guess are technically tax breaks, right? But like the charitable donations that they're giving are probably around the, like they fight against a tax increase to the tune of the fucking same charitable donations that they're giving to Donald Trump. And I guess I understand in principle why they refuse to do that, because it's like when you give that money, when you give like $100 million in taxes, or when you give it to the IRS, you don't really get anything in return for it except for, like, you know, funding all these initiatives for everyone. But if you give it directly to Donald Trump, then you can just like be in his good graces. You could just give the money directly to Donald Trump, and then he'll be like, it's charitable giving. It's charitable giving is so good as Giving Tuesday. Like, make these actually donate that to the IRS, man. Michael and Susan. Oh my God, that's what she looks like? What the oh, Jesus. Someone in the chat was like, bro, look up what Susan Dell looks like. It's a nightmare. And at first I was like, come on, you're gonna, like, people are gonna call me sexist. But goddamn, bro, she looks like she got PS2 graphics. How are you a billionaire? And like, that's the job that they did.
That's fantastic, Susan. These gifts will be available to the first 25 million children aged 10 and under the zip codes where their median income is $150,000 or less. So they're giving them to children that won't be born particularly rich, and they're going to be hopefully very rich someday. This will give millions of dollars, millions of children, middle-class families a stake in American prosperity, a benefit from the rising stock market, and a better shot at the American dream. It really gives them a shot at the American dream. Michael and Susan, I want to thank you for this extraordinary act of kindness and patriotism and charity. This is truly one of the most generous acts in the history of our country. I mean, you don't hear about things like that. And we got to let people know he doesn't want, and she doesn't care about that.
Pay your taxes, bro.
That. You got to let them know about it. As I mentioned, this gift is being made possible by the largest tax cuts in American history. which our Republican majorities passed earlier this year, and the Speaker worked so hard, and John Thune and Jason and all of them, every one of them. Ted Cruz is with us. He worked so hard getting that done. That was the biggest, most consequential bill they say ever passed. And you know, if they remember, Michael, they thought we had to put that in 12 to 14 bills. I said, I don't know if we can hold it that long with the Democrats. And we said, let's try doing it once. So we did, and people were surprised, but we got it done. So I congratulate you guys. Amazing job. Under that bill, the federal government will also automatically be making a one-time seed contribution of $1,000 into the tax-deferred Trump accounts for every newborn U.S. citizen, fulfilling a promise I made in the 2024 campaign. Trump accounts should grow to be worth many thousands of dollars by the time the child is 18, and even more by the time they are 20 or even 30 years old. We think it's going to be something really unique and really special. We hope many others will follow Michael and Susan's example and make their own contributions. I'll be doing it too, to the next generation, including businesses, churches, philanthropists, family members, and parents themselves. I think we're going to have a lot of people, Susan. I think a lot of people are going to be
How much?
A lot of people are watching us
How
right
much?
now.
Share reacts, bitch, I'm right here. What do you mean?
$6 billion plus, but
How
there'll be a
much?
lot.
How much is he
There aren't too
doing?
many people that are in the 6 billion range, but there'll be a lot. A lot of friends of mine have already told me they're going to contribute to these accounts in the coming months, and we've had tremendous interest in that regard.
It's
So
Grifting Tuesday?
The Trump accounts will be available starting on July 4th of next year. And Michael and Susan, to you again, it's an amazing act of just incredible everything. I mean, the life you've led to be able to do this, even to be able to, even a lot of people have a good heart, but they can't give $6.25 billion. And Michael, probably knowing you, it's not the last of it either. It's not the last. But
Is he lying or is
on
he
behalf
doing
of
the robber
United
baron
States of
thing? It's
America, I wanna
always
thank you both, and I want to thank all
it's
three.
always the robber baron thing. It's always the robber baron thing. These guys are doing. Look, we'll find out what the scheme is here soon enough. Okay, I'm sure that it's like the tax write-offs, or I'm sure they're doing it to, like, you know, give Trump a W or something, and then they know that it'll pay dividends. Okay, but ultimately, no billionaire is volunteering $6.5 billion of their net worth, which is around 5% of Michael Dell's entire net worth, as someone in the chat was saying, without anything in return. Especially considering that if they were going to do it, they would be advocating for better tax policies that take that money from them directly and feed it back into redistributive programs. These guys never do that. They literally are constantly, they made their money through the wealth consolidation, and they made their money through making sure that Trump implements a deregulatory agenda.
Act has created a platform for families and
I think one of the craziest things, though, for both of the Dells is that they look the way that they do with 150 billion. And this isn't like, I'm not like ugly shaming or body shaming or anything like that. What I'm simply saying is, like, if you got that kind of money, like, you could get a better hair transfer, you know, like a better hair transplant, or like, it doesn't make any sense. Because clearly he's still trying to keep it up. He's still trying to keep it going. It's not like he doesn't care, right? He does care. Go to Turkey, man. What the f*** you doing?
the 0 to 2-year-olds, and who also live in zip codes where the median income is $150,000 or less. And I have spoken with a number of other wealthy Americans, philanthropists, and we are confident that others will join us because we all understand the incredible impact that a gift like this can have on the lives of young Americans. So again, it's a great honor for us to be here to be able to announce this. You know, when I was 8 years old, I got a passbook.
What if the
savings
money
account
invested
that
goes
had,
back into
I think
Dell
about
stock?
$8 in it.
That would be
And you'd
funny.
go to the savings and loan and you give them a quarter and they'd stamp your account. And I got to see the power of compound interest early in my life. And that has brought me here to this moment. And hopefully will inspire that kind of opportunity for many more young people.
Dude, what are we doing, man? Instead of funding initiatives that are helpful for all children, we're getting like what, 25 million kids. We're getting them primed for compound interest. Like, what the? Everyone's a little capitalist, including little babies. I guess this is just the maximalist position, right? Like, you have to. This is the 401k, but for babies. Okay, even a baby will have a 401k now. It's awesome. Everyone will feel as though they have an investment in the stock market. Everyone will have a stake in the stock market's success.
Well, first, it's an incredible honor to be here.
Baby
And we wouldn't be here
stockbrokers.
without the passage of the Invest America
We need
Act.
to get all the babies into day trading. We need to make sure. Yeah, 401 pre-K. From the people that brought you 401ks, now 401 pre-K. We need the babies to be doing day trading.
Let's make this happen in the big
Every baby must have a Robinhood account.
ready to act. They had the legislation drafted, but I couldn't be more grateful for the friendship and the partnership of the Dells that really show the best of America. Today is Giving Tuesday, right? And the fact of the matter is, for decades, we've talked about the wealth gap. We've talked about too many.
My dad's
people
company
left
did this with
out and
$100.
left
It didn't
behind.
keep up with inflation.
This
When I
president
turned
was
10, I got like
elected on a Main
$90
Street
and
agenda
bought a
to
Lego.
get the
It's a
rest of
waste.
America into the game. And that's exactly what this does. It gets every American child, 3.7 million children born every year, will now start life off with an investment account, seeded with $1,000. And then you're going to have great philanthropists, great Americans like Michael and Susan, who are going to add money to those accounts. We're overwhelmed with the number of companies that want to contribute to these accounts. Already companies from Uber to NVIDIA, T-Mobile to Charter Communications, Dell, et cetera.
Yeah, don't fund daycares. Fund daycare trading. Day trading care. Okay?
It's like a 401k from birth. It's a benefit for the kids of our employees.
Yeah, look, he said
right?
it. He said it. That's a dystopian statement to make, dog. It's like a 401k since birth.
Bucks, $10, right? In getting these kids into the game. When we had the roundtable at the White House earlier this year, Dara Khosrowshahi, the CEO of Uber, said, you know, after fleeing Iran at the age of 9 with nothing, he came to America because it was the land of hope. And he said what the Invest America Act does is it bottles up hope for every child in America. Whether you're in rural Mississippi or rural Indiana, where I came from, inner city Trenton or Compton, you're now in the game, right? That act alone, I think, reinvigorates the American dream. It reinvigorates the idea of free market capitalism. Too many people are losing faith in you, sir. By passing the Invest America Act and getting all these kids into the game, this is a transformational act in this country forevermore. Every child starts off life in the game with a piece of the American dream compounding in the upside of America. So thank you for having us here.
Secretary first.
Good afternoon, everyone. And I think this is a major change in philanthropy and for American working families. It is the merging of President Trump's agenda of parallel prosperity, Main Street meets Wall Street. For the next 5 years, every child born in the U.S. will get a $1,000 Trump account that will be with them and compound for the next 18 years. Treasury Department with other branches of government is going to do financial literacy, and we are going to make sure that all American families have a stake in the success of the United States of America. So every day when the stock market goes up or down, and we believe over the 18 years it will go up and families will learn the power of compounding, that it will be a game changer. People who have a stake in the system and become more and more vested in the system, they do not want to bring down the system, they want to make it better. So I think we will look back on today and know that these Trump accounts, they have started a new age of the capitalism and market interest for the whole country. I also think that it is a game changer, as we're seeing with Michael and Susan Dell today, that Americans are the most generous people in the history of the world, And the Trump accounts will provide a vehicle for philanthropists such as Michael and Susan and many more to contribute. And at Treasury, we are working, so Michael and Susan want to do it for children born in the past 10 years, a certain income level. As Brad said, it can be tailored, it can be to employees. It could be a philanthropist could adopt a state, they can adopt a school, they can adopt a zip code, they can adopt a street. And so we will constantly see these accounts be topped up. For those of you on the Treasury, will be running this on the operational side.
What are the benefits? What are the benefits for the billionaires? Come on, get to the benefits. What are they getting?
And see the homepage that has a basic.
I'm dying, brother. The American government will do anything but tax the rich. I swear to God. What the are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? We will literally do anything but tax the rich, bro. It is crazy. Hey guys, you can just own an entire state if you would like. You can become a lordship that has ownership over an entire state by, donating $1 billion to Oklahoma, to Oklahoman children's 401 pre-Ks. Just pay taxes, man. What the are we doing? God damn it. This is so dystopian, brother. I cannot comprehend this. Like, if redistributive policies are the goal, what the is this capitalist dogma, this dogmatic approach where you're such a zealot that you literally cannot foresee any other method of engaging in redistributive policies where it has to be voluntary. It has to be voluntary from billionaires and the magnanimous nature of billionaires, which is not real, by the way. That's not a real thing, right? And we will do it by creating this funding vehicle that actually sets up bank accounts for babies, and hopefully billionaires will top it up, inshallah.
One of the great features, one of the perils of having the big, beautiful bill and having it all in there together, the president and I have talked about many times, is that there's so many great things in that legislation, we don't have enough time to talk about all of it. So we need a moment to really focus on this. Giving Tuesday is a perfect time to do it. And it's absolutely perfect, I think, that July 5th becomes the operational date right after the nation's birthday. So what we're going to see here is
I bet they'll be forced to pay credit.
Anyone has done
and the tax this is 1K free fund.
They wouldn't have philanthropists and great Americans with big hearts like this,
bro,
who've earned their.
When you cut here, I'll give you an example. Okay, when you don't have any social safety nets, the cost of daycare is going to be far larger than the $1,000 turning into $2,000 over the course of a decade plus. Okay? Because the cost of daycare for the year is far larger than the interest that you're earning off of the 1,000 free dollars that you got. Do you understand how stupid this policy is for that reason? And the dumbest guy you know is going to say, this teaches people to do responsible compound interest. This teaches people to be passive earners from the start. You're so stupid. What's wrong with financial literacy? There's nothing wrong with financial literacy. It's just that you are saying yes to breadcrumbs when the actual broad sweeping change is such a glaringly obvious necessity that even these dickheads realize that. So they're throwing crumbs your way. So you shut the up. That's how busted the system is, that these guys are like, oh yeah, come on, give a couple billion here, a couple billion there. Let's just like squeeze something into the working poor's bank accounts. So they shut the up.
Every child in America will have a personal investment account opened for them. Newborn children will have it seeded with $1,000. Parents and family and employers can contribute up to $5,000 a year in a tax-advantaged account. That money will be invested in the S&P 500 in the stock market, broad-based equity index account. Two massive benefits that change this country. Number one, every child in America will experience the benefits of compound growth. Take a little girl born next year. She's born next year. She has the account opened for her. $1,000 is automatically seeded. Her parents, her family, or an employer puts $5,000 a year each year into that account.
What?
If you assume the historic
that's not compound interest, dumbass. That's just why would anybody do that? Why would anybody put $5,000 every year into the baby's account? What company is going to do that?
In that account. That is game
Yeah,
changing.
if a company is dumping $5,000 a year every year, yes.
Trump and children of people of great success.
Yes, okay. Okay, here's how stupid what Ted Cruz is suggesting is, okay? Think about a baby. Okay, think about a baby. We give that baby $1,000. And then what if Michael Dell personally gives that baby $1 million every year? By the time that baby is 18 years old, that baby has $18 million plus the compound interest from the $18 million. Okay? Think about how much money that is. That's like almost $25 million. The baby could have $25 million. Every baby could be a 25 millionaire. By the time they reach 18, it's like, oh yeah, that's true. Technically, yes, if people were just volunteering $5,000 annually, that wouldn't be compound interest. That would just be people giving you $5,000 every year, which is not happening. It's a one-time $1,000 payment for the baby. They're not going to be able to free trade with this. Obviously, it's going to probably have a lot of restrictions, and it's going to be on some sort of like super conservative index.
Who just got a gift from Michael and Susan, and it's not a gift of a video game. It's not a gift of a bicycle. It's an investment in their future. That changes their lives, and I hope and believe Michael and Susan are going to inspire millions across the country to do the same thing. When Congress passed Section 401k of the ERISA, I don't know that anyone realized how much it would change retirement plans. There's now trillions of dollars in 401k plans. They're going to be trillions of dollars in these. These are 401ks for kids. And Mr. President, these Trump
a 401
accounts exist
pre-K.
because you signed them. Thank you for your leadership.
It's a 401 pre-K, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to make every child is going to be a baby day trader.
Thank Michael and Susan for the kind gift. What you all have done will be transformational for 25 million kids. And a lot of people we can thank for.
Dude, I can't be the only one that gets mad at like the I pissed in your face, so now you must thank me because I made it rain attitude that this dumbass administration has, right? Like, please tell me there are other people who are seeing this for what it is. I'm not just like hating for the purpose of hating. And I know that there's going to be a lot of people who are like, the dumbest guy you know who has like wantrepreneur on his Instagram bio is going to be like, dude, what are you talking about? Get your money up, bro. If only I knew the importance of compound interest at the age of 5, I'd probably have $1 million by now. Like, the dumbest dude you know thinks he is a capitalist now, okay? The dumbest dude you know that's in and out of jobs with no adequate compensation, with no benefits package, thinks that this is a banger, okay? They're going to look at this and go, this is so sick. They're putting you on game, dude. The rich people are finally giving us the tools to trade, okay? But I hope that there are enough people that are looking at this and going, this is so dumb. Just tax the rich and build a robust social safety net for everyone. So there's a base level of material equality. Oh, my Lord.
Or something, and maybe that's going to continue to happen. But there is a new option and another way for them to be able to invest and have a lasting legacy. And as a dad of 4 kids, seeing kids in our neighborhood, them to have that opportunity is something that not every day in
listening
Congress,
to a
as I've
streamer
joked
for a
with my colleagues,
political
is the
opinion.
most productive day.
I agree with you. I think it's totally dumb. Yeah, they should only listen to Jake Tapper for political opinions. I mean, I think you can make up your mind on whether or not a streamer with a political science background who works with politicians is worthy of your time, and if his political commentary is correct or not. Because there are plenty of streamers who are dumbasses who don't know what the they're talking about. I think you're smart enough as an adult to make up your own mind. Make up your own mind on whether or not what I'm saying here actually makes sense. Whether or not time will tell if my takes are actually solid or not. You know?
Life works, how business works. They want to go out and make a living for themselves, because maybe it's going to be a lot more than we think, or maybe it's not going to be quite as much as we think, depending on what happens with the world and the market. we'll try and do very well in that regard too. But there's a lot of learning to be done, and I think this is a big step forward.
And your reaction, did either of you say, you're donating how much?
Yeah, we already said it, it's $6.25 billion.
No, I mean, was the reaction between the two of you? Someone came up with the idea.
Oh, sure. Oh, well, so we kind of started with a smaller amount, to be honest. And we started talking about Texas only at the beginning.
And adopting the state of Texas.
Right. And then we thought about it some more, and we thought
Got
about.
pretty excited about the idea.
Yep, and we went back and forth, and as we do on these things, and we
Got
ended
more
up.
and more excited, and next thing you know.
This is where we ended up. So, but
The
a
number kept
lot
climbing.
of discussion and consideration over a long period of time.
Yeah,
To
I mean,
to
we
come to this,
believe
and we
this
feel
is
great about it.
the greatest investment that we could possibly make, and we've been investing in children for over 26 years with our foundation.
Yeah, and
Oh
you know,
my God.
there are 30 states
Oh, it's so
already
sick.
that
Except
require-
that's been an abject failure. Okay, so that's a L. That's a bad investment you made then, because I don't see it. I don't see any return on that investment. At least so far. Maybe there's an alternative here. Maybe the government should make this investment.
which can only.
I don't know. Maybe you should do a charitable donation in the form of, like, I don't know, taxes, like higher percentages of your yearly income and yearly revenue generated, and then the government could handle that.
Without you, to be honest.
The government can handle it. I don't know.
I know this relationship so well. There could be a lot of truth to that, but it shows you that there's a big heart in some pretty tough people. He's a tough cookie, but he's got a very, very warm spot. And what you've done, I don't think it's going to be talked about for a long time. It won't be forgotten. Thank you, sir.
May I ask a question? Thank you, sir. My question is about the logistics or the administration of the program. You obviously want to help poorer children. How will you help families perhaps who don't have access to computers or internet at home to make this program a reality?
Do you want to maybe answer that question?
Sure. And please speak in the microphone if you don't mind for our attorney.
Well, first,
This guy-
Treasury
this
as
guy
the
is such a
Secretary
manlet.
talked
I'm
about, is going to
sorry.
be administering the program, and we should just say,
God
that
damn,
Luke
it's
Pettit,
gotta
the
be- it's
Assistant
gotta be
Treasury
painful walking
Secretary,
up there
has
and
just
pulling
done
it
an
down.
Extraordinary job with the Secretary in what I think will be the biggest.
Put a Apple
consumer
box over there,
launch
man.
in the
What are we
history.
doing? This is up.
60 million accounts are going to get created next year. This is the first time we've done that because we're auto-creating these accounts for every child at birth, and so we're going to be very focused on making sure that every family entitled to get one of these accounts is able to claim it and get it.
Daniel, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. These programs seem to create an opportunity for parents to create unprecedented financial security for their children, sir. Do you believe that these accounts will be a big part of your legacy when everything goes down? We've heard talks about you make legacy as a peacemaker, but this is a really, really...
Let me get in there. This is my
appreciate
favorite
that. I
question.
think so, and I
Beautiful.
think it's a big part
Beautiful
of
question.
everybody up here today. This was a group that was very instrumental. And in particular, obviously, Michael and Susan, it's a big part of their legacy. You know, they've got a big legacy anyway, but this is maybe going to be as important or more important than anything they've done thus far. It's, you know, looking back in 100 years from now, I think you're going to see some things that they'll be talking about this very day. So thank you for that question.
Thank you for that question. It's a beautiful question. I love talking about my legacy. Yeah, 100 years from now, America will not exist. Okay, mark my words, or at least the America that you know. The America that we all know and live in right now will not exist in 100 years, I don't think. The part of this is that there is broad recognition of how bad things are by the administration. Okay, there's broad recognition for it. That's the reason why they're doing this. But they would rather give you like a little bit of crumbs and make you go, thank you so much. Say thank you. Say thank you to me and my billionaire buddies, instead of the actual most successful redistributive policies that we could implement, which is to fund these assholes or tax these assholes in the room and then fund the government projects. God damn it, Americans are the most propagandized people on the planet. They will eat this shit up, I think. This is how dumb the billionaire buddy actually is. Let's take a look.
Quality theme for a second.
Here's Michael Dell talking about taxes at Davos in 2019.
there are growing calls to address these inequalities, particularly the wage inequality, with more taxes. In particular, in the United States, there's been a call by Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez to tax people earning over $10 million at a 70% tax rate. The current top rate in the United States is 37%.
The Macy's, can you
Michael
resend
Dell,
your
do you
playlist?
support this?
Can you resend your playlist, The Macy's?
No, I'm not supportive of that.
Well, Keith,
And I don't think it would help the growth of the U.S. economy.
oh, that's interesting. And can you say a little bit more about why? Why you don't think it would?
Well, name a country where that's worked, ever.
America, the United States of America. Just go far back enough in time and you will find, even in our history, that has been very successful. Okay? Like higher top marginal tax rates at a time when there was obviously less wealth parked in the stock market and more income-based wealth was the appropriate measure back then. Now, obviously, wealth is now kept in the stock market. So clearly that's not even like income-based taxing of this sort is not even the most successful initiative, but like,
Thanks so much for having me.
But like it definitely moves the needle in the appropriate direction. Also, every other country that has a higher tax burden for regular people is doing a better job.
United States.
Briefly.
Ain't no way. Wait, what? Pre-watch.
No,
Wait, hold
I'm not
on.
supportive
Who
of
said that?
Well, Keith,
And I don't think it would help the growth of the U.S. economy.
oh, that's interesting. And can you say a little bit more about why? Why you don't think it would?
Well, name a country where that's worked, ever.
United States.
Briefly, in the 80s.
No. From about the 1930s through about the 1960s.
My bad. My mistake. I should have let the video run. My bad, boys.
60s, the tax rate averaged about 70%. At times it was up as high as 95%. And those were actually pretty good years for growth. So I don't have a strong opinion on that proposal. A lot of the devil is in the details. But I think there's actually a lot of economics that suggests that it's not necessarily going to hurt growth. And I think we have to examine it more closely. There are people.
My mistake. I should have just let the video run and let the video do the talking for me. Anyway, this is also, you can tax speculative assets. I wonder if there is a already pre-existing vehicle to tax speculative assets, or at least something that shouldn't be considered a speculative asset, but is unfortunately considered a speculative asset in the United States of America. Oh, that's right. It's called property taxes. So yeah, there is obviously a method. It's already being implemented. Just like there is already a fucking way, just like there has already been a time in the United States history itself where top marginal tax rates were significantly higher and the tax burden was significantly higher on every single American. And actually that was pretty helpful in development making sure that America was improving. There is already a pre-existing system in place for taxing speculative assets, even if they shouldn't be considered speculative assets. Let's be real. I'm talking about housing. Property taxes already exist. So there is already a calculation that you can implement because there is one that is being implemented. It will hurt the growth of the billionaires' wealth and millionaires' wealth. They talk about growth, but all the growth they care is this. They don't care about the growth of everyone / the country. Anyway, so yes, chatters, the only thing that's missing from the equation is the willingness and the interest of the super wealthy to let go. Okay, that's it. That is the point. Also, I hope this proves why people come and watch a streamer for political opinions, because obviously, regardless of the medium, the message still stands. It turns out when you do like literally bare minimum reading and have the audacity to dream of a better future, you can do decent political commentary, even on a platform where everyone else that's entertaining this stuff is not even remotely knowledgeable on the things they speak of.